last race last year was in Italy, in Sarno. Talk to me about coming back this weekend, and it seems like you've lost no pace.
Yeah, no, we've obviously been away for quite long. Haven't raced most of this year. Only did first regional. And yeah, it really hasn't. It feels like we've been here the whole year, and it's awesome to be back just to do one race. Obviously, it's obviously different when you do a whole year in a championship, but it's awesome to be back for this fun race.
So tomorrow, is it a question of I'm going to put 4 wins on the board and show you guys why I've got the 401 plate?
Yeah, no, it's 100% that. Just send it the whole way and nothing else.
Because there's a lot of pretenders in the class. Championships all sorted. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, 100%. It's really everything we've got. We're going to send it tomorrow.
You can just come and play this weekend. No pressure.
I have to start off by thanking God. He has been so kind to me, and inshallah we'll win this weekend. We don't have pressure this weekend. We just came to just play around. So I don't have to do anything stupid tomorrow and take myself out anything. I must just to stay calm.
How good is it that the reigning champion Troy Dolenchek is here on his home track setting the pace? Because now you can measure yourself against Troy.
So tomorrow I just want to win, inshallah, but we don't have to win. And I think he's not bad, but I think we can beat him, inshallah.
Man sitting up front, the hammer, Troy Dolenchek, stupendously late on the brakes. Right, so they split the tram lines, working their way down. The lights are off and we are racing. Down they go down towards holes, and already Dolenchek takes the hole shot there. Dolenchek into the hole shot now as he gets down behind that fairing and works his way around into the 180s. Dolenchek leading out. We'll try and pick up who's second pretty shortly. They come up towards us now, out the 180s they go. It's really hotly contested stuff. We'll have a look at the number there in second. It's the 444, that's Troy Snyman. Troy Snyman is already up into second place. Snyman sits right up behind Dolenchek. This one is going to be a hotly contested affair now. Here they come now past the commentary box, and it's the 499 there of Mohammed Wali that sits in third. Well, that's what I said. The 3 protagonists sit up as they're working to hold.
Down into turn number 1 they go as they work their way into the first of the hairpins. It's Troy Dolenchek in P1. This young man is a pretty good eye racer as well for TMSA as they go through the S's and down onto the back straight they go now. Then it is Troy Snyman that sits in right there with him. Mohammed Wali, he's the man that's there in that third place as they work their way through Cosmic and into Golf Club. Heading out of Golf Club now through Box Bend. Here they come, Dolenchek, Snyman, Wali, and in there behind them is the 442, and that's Ethan Steer. Ethan Steer has joined that party as well as they head out of turn number 1. It's all about those 4 working their way out of Holzhoek through the kink and into the 180s. And Dolenchek is trying to pull the pin there. This is my home track and he knows the lines very well here. This young man is an exceptional talent. Down the back straight he goes. Past the Rotax flags. Down the back main, he gets the head down. He has got some serious attack mode as he races through Cosmic and into Golf Club.
Well, Troy Dolenchek's hardly been pursued there by Snyman. Snyman sits there with him, Mohammed Wali and Ethan Steer. Up behind Ethan Steer, it's Carl Visser, or Carl Arish. Carl Arish sitting there behind him. They push down now into holes. Still is Dolenchek leading out, and Troy Snyman's not going to let him go anywhere. Indeed, it is Carl Visser sitting in 5, followed by the other Carl Arish. And into the 180s they go now. The front 4 trying to get away. And taking them away is that man, Troy Dolenchek. That pink helmet, very, very obvious. He looks behind him, gets his head down now behind the fairing as he works his way down towards Cosmic Corner, and Snyman sits with him. Wally's in for the party, and so too is Steer. Down into Golf Club they go now. Line astern, and this is really heating up.
Coming down towards us now, right up front. It is still Dolenchek that sits out there in T1 with Troy Snyman in that second position, followed there by Mohammed Wali and Ethan Steer. That's that top 4 that worked their way out of Holzhoek through the kink. They come now and they work their way into the 180s. Through hairpin number 1 and 2 they go. Right behind Steer, it is Visser and Larish. Carl Visser and Larish, they're sitting in P5 and 6. But we focus on this battle for first, second, third and fourth. Down the back main they go. Into Cosmic Corner. Through Cosmic, this is a pretty high-speed train that's making its way out of Cosmic and Golf Club into Box Bend. Here comes Dollarcheck, here comes Sneyman, here comes Wally, and right behind him it's Steer. Then it's Carl Visser, followed there by Kyle Reich as they head back down into turn number 1, Holzhoek.
Right up behind Kyle Reich, Divyan Naidu, Chandra Nell, Matthew Wadley, and Kian Gratis, followed there by Olorado Sukudu. As the leaders now in the 180s, you see them there coming through the second of the hairpins now, working to the left, then the right, down the back straight. They go down towards Cosmic Corner. And have a look at Troy Sneyman. He's just sitting up, having a lovely Sunday cruise in second, but I can tell you what, he's attacking the circuit fantastically as he closes up on the back there of Dollarcheck. Dollarcheck's got to get going. Here comes Wally and Steer. Then it's Carl Visser, Kyle Larish, and up behind Kyle Larish there, it's going to be Andre Larish, and they work their way through now as they make their way into holes.
Right through the 180s they go now, and still it is Troy Sneyman in that second position, being chased down there by Muhammad Wali. Right there behind Wali you see the double 4-2 of Ethan Steer. He's closing up ever so slightly there onto the back end of Muhammad Wali as the leaders work their way out of Box Bend through Kiosk King. Through the pit S's, down the main straight, they storm now into turn number 1. And Dollarcheck slides it into turn 1. Here comes Sneyman, behind him comes Wally. Just into picture, into the frame now, you saw Ethan Steer. As we focus on the second and third position, that is Sneyman and Wally as they work their way out of hairpin number 2 through the S's and onto the back straight.
Well, the rest of the field pretty much line astern. So leading out Troy Dollarcheck, followed there by Troy Sneyman and Muhammad Wally. And they're pretty close there now. So Wally looking up on the back of Sneyman there. They work their way hard now. Great fight there now as they work their way through the down towards holes. Have a look at the leader there as he slides it in. And there comes the 444 of Troy Sneyman, being followed hard there by Muhammad Wally. Wally pushing hard now and making their way now into the 180s. Out of the 180s they go. Still Wally pursuing the back end of Sneyman there. It's an absolute dogfight there between these two, and it's for second and third, and I'm sure there's a good couple of points in there for it as well. They've left Steer in their wake. Even Steer falling a little bit off that fight there now, because those two are really upping their ante as Troy Dollarcheck comes past the commentary box. There you see him go down past the kiosk, but have a look at this. Wally all over the back end of Sneyman like a cheap suit now. And it's the last lap board is out. There you see the last lap board out. Dollarcheck brings it in. Yes, Sneyman, and yes, Wally. Wally sitting up on the back end of Sneyman. It's pretty close.
As we make your way into the 180s, into that second hairpin they go now. And there's a challenger. Wally's nailed him. Muhammad Wally on the last lap in the second hairpin has got his nose ahead there of Troy Sneyman. Down the back main they go, and he's pulling away from Sneyman now. He's Muhammad Wally through Cosmic and into Golf Club. Out of Golf Club comes your leader, working his way towards the checkered flag. That is Troy Dollarcheck through Kiosk King. He works his way into pit S's. Wally's going to come home in that second position, just ahead there of Troy Sneyman, followed by Ethan Steer and Carl Visser. That's the first 5 carts across the line.
Well, some brilliant racing. Troy Dollarcheck celebrates as he punches a hole in the sky.
There's a Troy Sneyman. There is a Storm Lanfear. That's a whole group of them coming through. And Carl Visser in that 477. He's right in there. The pace is very, very slow through Kiosk Kink and through the pit S's as they now head onto the home straight. The lights will go on and the lights will go off, and away they go. Will it be Muhammad Wali? Will it be that man? I thought it's Dollarcheck that gets the old shot out of turn number 1. Troy Dollarchik says, here we go again. And Troy leads going into the 180s. Snyman has moved up into that second position. Wally's busy dropping down. That's not exactly what Wally wants. Troy Snyman sits in that second position. Then it's Muhammad Wally. Muhammad Wally is there in third place, and he's lost a lot of ground there to the top two.
Right, so leading out Troy Dollarchik there, through he comes, and sitting up behind him, Troy Simon, Mohammed Wali, the two Larish brothers and Ethan Steer come up behind him. Well, they work their way now over the start-finish line down towards holes. You see Dollarchik slide it in there. Then it's Wally, then it's the two Larishes, Andre and Kyle Larish, who go through there. Ethan Steer goes up alongside Kyle Larish, but Larish keeps the door firmly shut in his face now as they go into the 180s. Into the 180s they go. It's still Dollarchik leading out there now. Troy Steyman sits in second place. Mohammed Wally in third. They make their way down the back straight. Andre Larish, Kyle Larish, Ethan Steer. And up behind Ethan Steer is Divian Naidu. Divian Naidu would like to also join the party and mix it up there with the boys in the front, but still leading out now is Troy Dollarchik. Troy Steyman second. And Mohammed Wally in third, followed there by Ethan Steer. Steer pushing through now as they cross the line down towards...
The whole field goes through, and that's 4, 5, and 6 there coming through. Steers in that fight as well. He's in there with Andre Larish. He looks up on his inside, and Ethan Steer says, thank you. I will take this position. Andre Larish has dropped down one position there as they make their way through the S's and down onto the back straight they go. We have a look now at the top group that's working its way out of turn number, well, I don't know what turn it is, it's out of Golf Club. The fight is on for the lead. Troy Snyman is right there on the back end of Troy Dollarchik as they head down into turn number 1. Then it's Mohammed Wali that comes through as well. Then it's Andre Larish. Right behind Andre Larish is Storm Lanfear as they head towards the 180s.
Right, into the 180s they go, and Troy Dollarchik leading out. Dollarchik comes through, then it's going to be Troy Steyman. Steyman goes through, and Troy Steyman's closing up on the back of Dollarchik. Steyman sitting on the back of Dollarchik now as they go into Golf Club. And Steyman very close here to Dollarchik. He's got his work cut out from him. Wally sits in third. Andre Larish, Ethan Steer, Kyle Larish. And Carl Fisser sitting up there behind him. Carl Fisser would like to be a lot higher up now as they go into the holes corner now into the 180s. And Troy Dollarchik has got his work cut out because Troy Steyman is handing him.
Right, that group that's working their way now. That's the leaders coming out of the S's and onto the back straight. Down the back straight they go now. Dollarchik and Snyman working their way through Cosmic and into Golf Club. That's the Troy versus Troy. Dollarchik versus Snyman. Out of Box Bend. Here comes Mohammed Wali in that third position. He's not too far behind them. On the home straight they go. Well, Wally has won that championship already. He won't mind sitting in that third position. But for the day, he'd like to get a top 3, if not a top position, P1. The leaders swinging it into the 180s, and still Snyman sits behind Dollarchik through the second hairpin onto the S's, squirting it down onto the back straight they go with Mohammed Wali there in that third position as we see them race down into Golf Club.
Right, so still it's the battle of the Troys. It's Dollarchik leading over Steyman. Steyman keeping him brutally honest now as they go past the Kiosk King down towards the main straight. Up over the line they go. They've still got 9 laps to go as they work their way through. You see Dollarchik sliding it in. Steyman keeping him totally honest. Third place, Mohammed Wali. Not too perturbed about that because he's got the championship sewn up. But like frankly rightly said, he'd want to be on the podium nonetheless. And Troy Dollarchik leading out, and Dollarchik showing he is the previous king of the track as he works his way up now towards Cosmic Corner. Troy Steyman handing him Mohammed Wali in third. Andre Larish there with Ethan Steer. Steer looks up on the inside, but Larish keeps him totally honest now as the leaders make their way through Box Bend.
Right, the leaders are working their way down the home straight. Here they come towards us. It's Troy Dollarchik with Troy Steyman. There's Mohammed Wali. Then it's Andre Larish, Ethan Steer having a look there, but Andre Larish closes the door in Ethan Steer's face. Kyler Reich sits just there behind him. So Steer is the meat in the SARMC there between Andre and Kyler Reich, with the Carl Visser all the way down in that 7th position as the top 3 race through Cosmic Corner and into Golf Club.
Oh, you see Ethan Steer on the back there of Andre Reich. He's trying to unsettle Andre, but Andre's not up for it. He's going to keep himself brutally sturdy there now. Works his way through. And here come your leaders now. It's Troy Dolenchek. Troy Snyman sits in 2nd. Mohammed Wali 3rd. Then it's Andre Lariche, Ethan Steer, Kyler Reich. And up behind Kyler Reich, it's going to be Carl Visser, who's giving him a bit of a push.
Visser is slightly out of this one, sad. He sits there in that 7th position. But Andre Lariche has been pressurized heavily here by Ethan Steer. The 442 was chasing the 418 down the back straight, followed there by the 432. That's the 2 Lariche brothers. And in between them is Ethan Steer. Into frame they come now, heading towards us. And I'll tell you what, looks like Lariche is getting away on the home straight here. It's getting away from Ethan Steer. Behind him is Kyler Reich, followed by Kyle Visser.
Right, so still being led out there now by Troy Dolenchek and Troy Snyman. Still Andre Lariche fending off Ethan Steer.
Because Mohammed Wali in that 3rd position is now becoming a menace to Dolenchek and Snyman out there.
Right, so Dolenchek leading out the 180s there with Snyman. Mohammed Wali's clearly in picture now. Wali wants to go there. He's got 2 laps to go. In 2 laps, you'll have to try and get a little bit closer and try and upset the apple cart now as they go into Cosmic, into Golf Club they go. Rolling out of the right hand, sweeping into the left hand of Boggs Bend is Dolenchek. Snyman sits up there behind him. Snyman's trying to pressurize him and say, come on, Troy Dolenchek, you need to get away here because Mohammed Wali is starting to crowd my back end of my bumper. Down towards holes they go. Dolenchek sweeps it in, slides it in nicely now, scrubs those tires in now as he works his way down towards the 180s. Snyman has a look out the outside. He wants to create a switch back and put Wally smack bang in the picture. Wally's in there. And the 2 Troys have got Mohammed Wali there. And Wali has a look up on the inside of the Snyman. Oh, and Mohammed Wali squeezes his way in the exit of the 180s into 2nd place. And he's going to be pedaling after the back of Snyman. Fantastic stuff there from Mohammed Wali. He shows his prowess there now as he exits now. And we're going to be looking there now. Last lap board is out. Last lap board out now for Troy Dolenchek. Oh no, checkered flag. Checkered flag out there now for Troy Dolenchek, Mohammed Wali, Troy Snyman, Ethan Steer, Andre Lariche. And coming through will be Carl Visser with Kyle Lariche and Devian Naidu.
With Mohammed Wali. Mohammed Wali is there in that pole position. And Wali is from the Rancard Club up in Gauteng. He sits there in pole position. Western Province's Troy Dolenchek. He's on his outside. Well, I did not see those lights go off. However, they are racing as they make their way around. I didn't see the lights go off, but obviously they must have gone off. I just looked up too late. But it's Mohammed Wali that leads there from Troy Dolenchek in that 2nd position. Already Wali is trying to pull the plug here and run away, but Dolenchek sits there in that 3rd position. Then it is Carl Visser. Visser is there in that 3rd place. I think Snyman is probably behind him there as they head down into Golf Club. So up front it is Wali from Dolenchek, then it's Visser, then it is indeed Snyman, and then coming through behind them it is across the line, it is Ethan Steer.
Right, Wally leading out there with Troy Dolenchek, Carl Visser, Troy Snyman, Andre Lariche, Ethan Steer and Kyle Lariche, followed by Divian Naidu, Kian Grottis, Chandra Nell, Olarata Sukudu and Matthew Wadley getting unsettled a little bit earlier on, managing to still come back. Right, so your leaders now coming out of the 180s, and that's Mohammed Wali trying to get away there, followed by Troy Dolenchek. Troy Dolenchek now riding down into Cosmic Corner, into Golf Club they go. They need their way out of Golf Club. And Mohammed Wali there trying to get away from Troy Dolenchek. Up behind him, Troy. It's Carl Visser. Carl Visser in third there, ahead of Troy Snyman. Nice to see Carl up at the front end of the circuit. He enjoys being there as they work their way now into holes. Out of holes they go down, making their way towards the 180.
This whole group of carts working their way towards the 180. Muhammad Wali sits out there in P1, but Troy Dolacek in that second position. Working their way down the back main. Troy Snyman sits out there in that third position, followed there by Visser. There was a change as Snyman got his nose ahead there of Visser. That is your top four. They're trying to bust away there from Larish. He has got Ethan Steer and Kyle Larish just behind Ethan Steer as the group work their way down into turn number one. But it's all about that top three. They are now beginning to break away there from Visser. That is losing a little bit of ground there in that fourth place.
Right, so Troy Dolenchek leads out over Muhammad Wali there. Troy Stayman sits in third now as they make their way down towards Cosmic Corner. Dolenchek takes it in late there. Wali tracks him for pace there as they go into Golf Club. The front three are literally nose to tail. You can cover them with a blanket. They're that close now as they lead out of that box bend complex. They make their way down towards the S's. Through the S's they go now down towards the main straight and on their way to holes. Still Dolenchek in the 4-1. CRG leads out. Up behind him there, it's going to be Muhammad Wali and Troy Snyman. It's a lovely dice that the three front runners are having now as they work their way into the 180s.
Into the second hairpin, this group of three go, led there by Dolacek. Dolacek sits there in P1. Wali sits in second. Snyman sits in third. Troy Dolacek, Muhammad Wali and Troy Snyman. They're getting away from Carl Visser and the rest of them as they work their way through the golf club part of the circuit, through Box Bend. They come squirting it past us, through Kiosk Kink and the Pit S's. Through the Pit S's, onto the home straight they come now. Here they come, the head goes down here from Troy Dolacek. He slides that cart into turn number one. He's been chased down there by Muhammad Wali, and who's been chased down there by Troy Snyman. So you've got Troy's in P1 and P3, and Muhammad Wali sits there in that second place.
Closing down on the front three is Carl Visser. He's throwing the kitchen sink at the circuit now as he works his way through. Sol Dolenchek leading out Muhammad Wali and Troy Snyman, and there comes Visser. Visser brings them Andre Larish and Ethan Steer. They make their way into Golf Club now as the leaders work their way out of the complex now towards the Kiosk King. And still Dolenchek leading out. Wali sits there with him. Coming out now down towards the holes down the main straight they go, and it's Dolenchek, Wali. Troy Snyman sits there. Snyman scrubs those tyres as he works his way in around that right hand now. Onto the brakes as you see Dolenchek twitch it in there, takes it into the 180s. Wali looking exceptionally smooth and just tracks the back end of Dolenchek.
Well, the man that was champion last year, he's going to have to give up his title to Muhammad Wali. He's given up the title to Muhammad Wali already, because coming to Cape Town, Muhammad Wali has already won the Junior Max Championship. But Cape Town's Troy Dolacek wants to show the guy from up north that he can run away from him on his own circuit now, systematically, slowly but surely. Dolacek is beginning to increase the lead. He wants to just rub it in, does Troy Dolacek, as they work their way out of turn number one. Troy Snyman in that third position. It was right on the back bump of Muhammad Wali at one stage of the game as they worked their way through the 180s out of the second hairpin. There's nothing between Dolacek, Wali and Snyman. As the three of them, you've got a spinner way at the north side of the track coming out of turn one as the leaders work their way through Golf Club.
So Troy Dolacek leading out over Muhammad Wali, and Troy Snyman sitting there. Wali going in January to the World Finals in Portugal at Portimao, so he's there. And he's been there before, and Muhammad Wali now having a seat, and Snyman says thank you very much, and Snyman returns the favour from earlier on today as he gets past Wali, and the two Troys lead out once again.
Yeah, but Muhammad Wali lost a lot of ground very quickly. I think he obviously put a couple of wheels on the dirt, and that broke the momentum completely, so he's in that third place. It's not going to bother him too much. He has wrapped up the championship. We focus on these three that are lying first, second and third as they head into the 180s. Through the second hairpin they go. And it's still Dolacek being hounded there by Snyman, being hounded there by Muhammad Wali as they work down the back main. And once again, the two Troys are getting away from Wali as they work through Cosmic and into Golf Club.
Right, out of Golf Club comes Troy Dolanchek there with Troy Snyman sitting right up on the back end of his bumper there, keeping some beady eyes upon him as they work their way through the S's down the main straight. They go towards holes. Coming down towards holes, and Dolanchek slides it in, he drifts it in actually as he works his way around the corner. It's a little bit of a skill that to be able to drift into the corners like that and release the brake and then just direct it accordingly as they work their way through the 180 complex now. Wally closing up ever so slightly on the back of Steyman, but Dolanchek leads out. Dolanchek takes the right hand, works down the back straight down towards Cosmic corner, gets his head down behind the fairing and gets the wind blowing over the top of him now as he drifts there into Golf Club. Keeps it all nice and tidy and still keeps Steyman at base. Steyman, I think, is just biding his time as he sits up at the back end of Dolanchek.
Watch out there for Troy Snyman. He might launch an attack somewhere. Well, he's going to try, that I can promise you. But to get past Troy Dolanchek, well, that's another story. This young man is absolutely of the very best, this young Troy Dolanchek. As they go defensive driving and Snyman had a look at him. He's had a quick look at him, but all of a sudden Muhammad Wali is on the case there of second place man Troy Snyman. This might play in the hands of Wali. Wali up on the inside, and Wali takes that second place away from Troy Snyman as they work their way through Golf Club. It was a mistake, it was made by Snyman. That was as clear as daylight, and Snyman now drops down into that third position.
Right, so the last lap board comes out now as Dolanchek leads out. He's going to offer second there over Wally. Wally's going to try and close down. Snyman sits there with him now as they make their way into the 180s. And Dolanchek scrubs it in once again now. Wally keeping it tidy now. Keeps it in the middle of the road. Goes defensive there. Tries to keep Snyman up behind him. Dolanchek works his way out of the complex down the back straight up towards Cosmic corner. Dolanchek gets hard on the gas there now as he goes down into Cosmic corner. To Cosmic he goes. Slams on the anchors and wheels it around, brings it out of Golf Club here into Box Bend. It looks like he's going to take the checkered flag from Wally now as he leads past the kiosk kick. There goes Troy Dolanchek. He takes the checkered flag there from Muhammad Wally and Troy Snyman. They'll be followed there by Carl Visser and Ethan Steer.
Muhammad Wali is the man that's in pole position. Troy Dolanchek sits on his outside. Remember that he is already crowned your 2020 Junior Max National Champion. Right, towards the tram lines they go. The lights go off and away they go. Will it be Wali or will it be Dolanchek with a whole shot? It is side by side, but it's Wali. Muhammad Wali, Dolanchek in second. Oh, Dolanchek lost a bit of ground. He squirts it away from the rest of the guys and goes after Muhammad Wali. But a lovely start off the line there by Muhammad Wali. But Troy Dolanchek dropping in the pocket there behind him in that second place as they work their way down the back straight. And the two of them getting away there from the rest of the pack.
Right, so they make their way now through Box Bend. It looks like it could be one of the Lariche boys sitting in third. As they come out, I think it's Andre Lariche, Andre and then Kyle, and then it's Visser up behind him now as they make their way down towards holes. Off to holes they go, circulating around holes. Coming out there now, it's still Wally leading out over Troy Dolanchek. Andre Lariche is in there, and it looks like Visser's got past Kyle Lariche. No, it's Troy Snyman, I'm sorry. Troy Snyman's up there now. Snyman has got Lariche between him and Visser. The Troy Snyman, not the greatest of start, needs to work his way back up towards the front now as Wally leads out there over Troy Dolanchek, Andre Lariche, Troy Snyman, Kyle Lariche, and young Carl Visser.
Well, Wally still leads Dolanchek. Then it's Andre and Kyle Lariche that is in a fight of their own. Behind them, it is the 477 of Kyle Visser as this group heads down into turn number one. But Snyman is ahead of the two Kyles, alias Kyle Lariche and Carl Visser. as the front two work their way out the 180s. There's a massive dice going over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the second hairpin as that group that's from Troy Snyman all the way further down.
Yeah, in view now we've got Andre Lariche, we've got Carl Fisser. They're all working their way through. The Troy Snyman's in there too now, working their way through. Snyman wants to find his way through there. And up behind Carl Fisser now is Ethan Steer. It's a whole gaggle of cards. Steer looks to make a move on Fisser, and Steer goes through on Fisser. So Steer moves now up to P5. And can he work his way up a little bit higher now? He's still got the likes of Troy Snyman, Dolenchek and Wally to contend with.
Well, it's a heck of a dogfight out there between Andre Lariche, Carl Fisser and Ethan Steer for P4 as they work their way through Cosmic Corner and into the double right-hander Golf Club. Here they come, out of Golf Club to Andre, followed there by Ethan Steer. Then Carl Fisser coming through. Behind him it is Kyle Lariche as the field work their way down into turn number 1. The top 3 have broken away, especially the top 2 already have broken away. Third place man Troy Snyman's been left in a bit of a twilight zone, and then you've got that fight going on there for P4. But the leaders Mohammed Wali and Troy Dolenchek are making their way down the back straight towards Cosmic and Golf Club. There they go, the 2 leaders into Golf Club.
Ahmed Wali rock solid there from the start, keeping Dolenchek at bay. Dolenchek has to fight hard if he wants to make it 4 out of 4. The South African champion. Wali would like to show him a little bit different as they work their way past the Kiosk King now down the main straight on their way down towards Holes. And Mohammed Wali leading out. Oh, look at Dolenchek just backing it into one there properly now. Sits up on the back of Wali. You can see Dolenchek is intent, he'd like to get through. He is sliding it into the corners. Wali just looking totally smooth, and he just rolls around. Mohammed Wali keeping up behind there and making sure Dolenchek doesn't get through as they work their way down towards Cosmic Corner.
All right, here come Dolenchek, and Dolenchek nails him. Dolenchek nails him coming out of Golf Club. Dolenchek has got his nose ahead there of Mohammed Wali. You might be the champ, but I want to win this one. With Troy Snyman in that third position. Then Ethan Steer sits in there just behind Andre Lariche as they work their way down into turn number 1. But it's all about that fight for the lead heading into the 180s. It's still Troy Dolenchek that you see going through that second hairpin. Right behind him is your new SA champion, Mohammed Wali. Wali in that second place as they work their way down that back straight. They've been chased there. You see just behind them is third place man Troy Snyman working their way through Cosmic and into Golf Club.
Lovely scrap on the 3 Cape Town boys. They all know each other very well, so it's going to be very difficult for one of them to get past down into Golf Club. They go. Andre Lariche has Ethan Steer and Carl Fisser bearing down on him now. He takes a pretty tight line there to keep them behind him. He attacks the circuit, he scrubs those tyres as he works his way around now. He goes right onto the curbstones. Drifts it in, and beautiful move there by Carl Fisser up on the Ethan Steer. Carl Fisser's got other intentions. He wants to make his way towards the front of the field and says to Mr. Steer, excuse me, I'm coming through.
I looked for a moment there as if Andre Lariche was going to get away because of that move, but they hooked him up and reeled him back in pretty quickly indeed. Now, will Fisser have a go at Andre Lariche somewhere? Working now through Golf Club. Out of Box Bend, they flick it left. Here they come down towards us still. Andre Lariche, Carl Fisser and Ethan Steer working their way through Kiosk King, through the pit S's, down the home straight and into Holzhoek. They go, and that's a fight out there, the 3 of them for P4.
Yep, the track really coming to the corners now as the heat beds in those tyres. They can really throw them into the corners, and Fisser up on the inside of Lariche, and Lariche goes wide. He doesn't look ahead of himself, he looks behind himself, loses traction. And Ethan says, thank you, Andre, I'll pick the easy pickings, and he moves up ahead of them.
Yeah, Ethan Steer also went through there on Lariche. He's lost a lot of ground ahead of them. He's Troy Snyman. He's in the twilight zone, but the leaders are heading into turn number 1. There they go. And there's nothing between Troy Dolenchek and Mohammed Wali. Not a damn thing as they head into the 180s, through the first hairpin, through the second hairpin. The last lap for Dolacek was 41.8 as they head down the back straight. My goodness, we are lap 12 of 15, and it is Troy Dolacek that leads there from Muhammad Wali in that second position, and there is nothing between them as they race past the commentary box and down to start lap number 13 of 15. There's 3 more laps to go as they head into turn 1.
Well, we watch Troy Dolacek back it into holes there. Wally sits up behind him. Muhammad Wali is just sitting there, pan dead still in his cart. All he's doing is moving his hands and feet, and he's making sure he stays in touch there with Troy Dolacek. They go wide onto the curbstones of the second 180. They reel it around onto the back straight. Troy Dolacek gets behind the cowling and gets his foot flat down in the right-hand corner. And Wally sits right there with him. Wally's got fantastic drive coming out of the corners now as he sits right up behind Dolacek out of Golf Club into Box Bend. Down to the kink. And through there into the past into holes here. Muhammad Wali, one of the youngest competitors here, only 12 years old. And Troy Dolacek already 15 years old. Matter of fact, Troy Dolacek, frankly, is going on to main circuit racing already.
This young man is 15 years old, Troy Dolacek, who I'm almost certain it's not going to take very long before we see him debut on the main circuit as well. He's already doing very well, as I mentioned earlier on, in iRacing. And it's only going to be a matter of time before we see this young man make a debut on the Killarney International main circuit. So, through pit S's they go, and they start lap 15 of 15 as they head down into turn number 1. Now, will he do enough to keep Muhammad Wali behind him? Muhammad won't care, he is the champion, but you want to win on the day, you want to beat your rival out on track as they work their way through the 180 center complex onto the S's and down onto the back main they go, and Dolacek just pulled the cart and half length on him. Under braking, he catches him into Golf Club, but he's not going to get his nose ahead there of Dolacek as they exit Bokben, the run to the checkered flag. It is Dolacek from Wally, from Troy Snyman finishing there in third position.
Troy Dolacek followed by Muhammad Wali, who's the current SA champion. Troy Snyman third, followed by Carl Fisser. Andre Lariche brings in 5, followed by Ethan Steer. Divya Naidu in 7th. Ian Grottis in 8th. Kyle Lariche falling down the order down into 9th. Matthew Wadley coming in there in 10th. Jean Renan Orlata Sekudu bringing up the rear.
The junior championship under your belt, you can now relax and start preparing for Portugal.
I have to start off by thanking God again. He has been so kind to me and he's just making me win all the time. Today it wasn't a bad day. It's just my mechanics and my father told me not to dive Dolacek because we don't want to get taken out or anything. And I'm happy with the result, and alhamdulillah we won.
How much did it mean racing against last year's champion, somebody who's gone to the World Finals and did well at the World Finals? How much did it mean to be racing with him and passing him and dicing with him?
It wasn't difficult. I think if my mechanics didn't tell me to stay behind him, I would have won him, beat him.